Juneteenth block party celebration. 1865, our slaves were freed. So it's a community outreach event. We have vendors and kitty lamp, popcorn machine, cotton candy, magic balloon man, educational displays. We just want to let everybody know why we're here. This is unity.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty.
I also want to acknowledge the ancestors whose shoulders we stand on at this point in time, who have shown us the way to live with the reality that we find ourselves living in and do better for ourselves, for our community, and for our children.
Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day, Juneteenth Independence Day or Emancipation Day, is the oldest known celebration commemorating the liberation of enslaved people in the state of Texas. While the official date enacted by the emancipation was January 1st, 1863, it wasn't until June 19th, 1865, 2.5 years later, that more than 250,000 enslaved people in Galveston, Texas were freed.
Trying to lift yourself to dreams within the reach. Gravity comes in and sweeps you right off your feet. These days seem so hard just to keep the peace. Everyone has needs, everybody gotta eat. But the battle only ends when you accept defeat. They see you doing good and envy, so they start to leech. All these corporate industries keep them on a leash. You know they really isn't caring about you and me. I tried to tell them, open up their eyes, but they don't want to see. That's the reason I'm alone, cause I'm supposed to be. I'm always pushing them away when they get close to me. They probably want my DNA so they can clone me. Gotta watch your back, even look out for your homies. Seem like everybody acting, everybody phony. But I can never forget about what a real one told me. Even if they all hate me and I'm by my lonely, always fight for what's right, they can never hold me. This the land of the free, but ain't nothing cheap. Every time you turn around, another killing spree, another killing, man, I feel like this is killing me. I thought slavery ended, but history repeats. It's a sad sight to see, something's never changed. Fancy whips, white diamonds, shackled up in chains, faded off the drugs while they kill their brain. It's a sad sight to see, something's never changed.
We'll be kicking new flavor in your ear. You'll be doing this year, next year. We don't fight our cheers. You can't hang, please. On the beat. And like the way we said on the beat, cause you don't want none of this. You don't want none of this. You want some, don't get some. You want some, don't get some. You don't want none. Hi everyone, my name is Amani Soare and I'm here from PONGO Poetry Project. PONGO is a non-profit organization that works with youth, and we work with the youth in detention to write poetry. We do this during their school year, and we come every single week and we write poetry with them. The reason why we write poetry is because we feel like there's freedom in expression, there's freedom in healing, and there's freedom in restoration. So we bring that through poetry into the detention center and into other spaces where youth are dealing with traumatic situations. So we wanted to share some of their poetry to kind of bring the youth here with us. Some of these poems are heavy, but we feel like giving their freedom of expression and bringing that here is really important.
And this is a poem called Doors of Emotion by a 15-year-old young lady. She writes, I'm opening up closed doors. Behind one door I find sadness. It's blue, it's boring, it's lonely, it makes me cry. Behind another door, you see happy people enjoying things they like. You hate them because they're happy and you're not. So you slam the door and move to the next one. The next door is terrifying. You see guns and drugs and people dying. It's a dangerous door to walk through. There's a door in my heart. It's so full that when you open it, everything comes tumbling down. All the frustrations, the joys, the hate, and the love. Somewhere in there is the perfect life, a perfect me.
So this is a poem by a young woman in juvenile detention, age 16, and the title is Grizzly Life Jacket Tornado Dandelion. I hope hope that someday I can be as strong as my mother. My mother is as strong as a bull ramming into its next opponent. My mother is always ready to recover from the past and look forward to the future. The past has been one of a refugee. Mother of 7, abandoned by her husband, no schooling, with every reason to give up. She didn't. She has always been my backbone, always been there when my world was empty as a well. She keeps my head above the water of my own sorrows, like a life jacket. My mom can be as strong as a tornado, sucking in everyone's troubles and making them feel small compared to what she went through, setting the troubles down as destroyed as an old building. Pay attention to my mother's lessons. She can see into the future. If I could go back, I would listen to all her warnings and lectures that I didn't think would help. My mother can be strong in ways you don't expect. She can be as strong as a dandelion breaking through the sidewalk. And when I talk with her, she blows all my sorrows away like spores, making me believe I can also break the cement. My mother's strength can be gentle. She can be as gentle as a grizzly bear with her young, quick to scare away predators, but even quicker to comfort. If I could change one thing, I would be the wind to the dandelion, carrying away her sorrows. Dedicated to my mother. Thank you.
My best friend and my worst enemy, my drug addiction. It's always there for you. It's reliable, especially when you're used to people not being there for you. It's something that's fun. It's something that got me a lot of friends who had a common thread, people who like doing it together. It also got me a lot of enemies. It makes you a different version of yourself, a person who doesn't care that you're robbing people, who doesn't care that you're screwing over your family, who's willing to cheat on their boyfriend. The appeal is, it's always you to become someone. Someone you always wanted to be, an outgoing person, the life of the party, but it's a false reality.
I want to say that when we think about freedom, sometimes the locked doors are the doors in our heart, like in that poem. So the beautiful thing about poetry and the sharing is that when we open those doors, we open up our own greatest potential, our relationships, and it's been a real privilege to honor the kids. We've worked with about 3,000 kids in juvenile detention over 20 years. So thank you for the opportunity to be here, and thank you for your ears for the kids' poetry.
I seen the judge once a month, but they don't really know me. I done caught a few cases, now I share my testimony. But my mama said she praying and I gotta stay holy. Took my case into the box and took a shot like a Kobe. What you saying? I'm cooking soups without a pan. How do you expect to get? How you expect to get somewhere? You taking steps without a plan. I'm a man. Cooking beats without a Zan. I came a long way from an addict without a plan.
I remember when my brother was incarcerated, a lost soul on the county, and I see him changing. I visit every time just to hold him down, putting money on his books, he ain't hungry now. I told him stay away from people that can hold you back, focus on your life, stay on track, that's a fact. On God, everything gonna be okay. Just focus on your life and keep the faith.
What do you want? What do you want from a niggas, huh? What do you want from a niggas? Hey, what do you want from a niggas, huh? Let's get 'em, yeah. If I can see it, I can be it. Yes, I believe it. Made it up in my mind that I can't be defeated. Haters retreat, cause I bring that truth. I don't grind for the money, I grind for the youth. What do you want from me? Tell me, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? Tell me, what do you want from me?
We are the Dukes of KAZ, stepping for the final pie. We're here to show you ugly boys how to step like pretty boys.
Come on, Kappa! Come on, Kappa!
We are the Dukes of KAZ, advocates of final pie. We got the ladies off their feet. The way we walking down the street. The P-R-E, the T-T-Y, the Pretty Boys Incorporated up. Hey, we are the P-R-E, the T-T-Y, the Pretty Boys Incorporated up. Hey, we are the P-R-E, the T-T-Y, the Pretty Boys Incorporated up. Hey, break it down now. I can't do it. Hey, 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 hey. Woo! 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 Get down on your back. If you really want to take a chance by standing on the wall, put your back up off the wall. Tell me, baby, how you gonna do it if you really want to take a chance by standing on the wall? Put your back up off the wall. Show it out when you're dancing there. Show it when you move. Show it out when you're dancing there. Show it as we move across our wall. Get down on it, yeah. Get down on it. 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 What you wanna do? This shit'll make you get down. Give them a round of applause. Keep going. Put your back up off the wall. Nate, come on. Put your back up off the wall. Now dance. Everybody put your hands up in the air. We're celebrating today. Come on, come on.